today on the 15th of November 2018, our yearly meeting of our Trade Council Security and Justice took place. What we have always been underlining from CESI's side is that you cannot frame a European area of freedom, security and justice, or European Security Union, without the people, without those working for the justice or for the law enforcement areas.
I'm very happy to have the chance of presenting on behalf of CESI the situation of prison officers in Spain and the chance to make a presentation about the special protocol to prevent violence in Spanish prisons. I'm very glad of the reception and the feedback I received from my colleagues, or for our colleagues, members of CESI. For us, for CESI, this Trade Council is very important because right now we are in industrial conflict with the government in both justice and prison sectors. In justice sector, tomorrow more than 50,000 workers in justice sector will be on a strike, and there will be a great demonstration in Madrid from the Ministry of Justice to the Senate to say our politicians that we want our fundamental rights being respected and our right to collective bargaining respected by the government. And in prison sector, we are holding, from these 2 months, we are holding several strike days in prison. It is the first general strike in Spain in prison sector, and this is very important. And we are claiming for the principle equal pay, equal work. It's a principle set in the European law, and we want that to be respected in Spain. We assume the same responsibilities, we take the same risks, so we deserve the same salary. And besides this point, we are claiming for our revision of our professional classification and continuing our fight for the security and health in workplaces.
The reform of the data protection law in Europe creates quite a lot of challenges for the trade unions that are working in the sector of the law enforcement. These challenges are caused by, first of all, the general fact that this is the new regulation and the new additional acts which are added to that, but also because of the content of it. There are different rules which are used in the field of the labor law in the member countries, and the new data protection regulation left quite a big room for maneuver for that. And also there are the differences between the countries as far as the data protection rules for the law enforcement authorities are concerned, because general data protection regulation is only one of 2 main acts. The second one, the directive for police authorities, is the one which is more important actually for everyday work of the law enforcement authorities. So all these points connected with the touch point between the privacy and the law enforcement activities were the parts of the presentation prepared for the CESI.
So my presentation touches on 3 subjects. First of all, the evolution of entry-exit system and ETS. So European Travel Information and Authorization Systems. So those 2 systems, the corresponding regulations were adopted over the last 12 months. So one 12 months ago, the other one just 2 months ago. So the border control process will essentially be impacted for the visa-exempt travelers who will need, before traveling, to ask for an ETS authorization, and they will need to be identified individually at the border. The second subject is the evolution of the SIS2. There again, the SIS2 regulation is adopted and in fact will be published very soon. Now, new alert categories are created, and there is in particular one that stands out probably for your public, and that is an alert on unknown persons whose biometrics are known. The third subject is the EU-LISA regulation, which will be published soon, also adopted. It gives a mandate to EU-LISA to build the ETS and entry-exit system, and in the future deal with interoperability. And it gives the agency more flexibility and resources, both in money and in persons, to fulfill its mandate.
Ich bin dankbar, dass es die CESI und die Berufsräte, hier speziell unseren Berufsrat Sicherheit, gibt. Bei diesen Treffen können wir, so wie heute, über die wichtigen Themen, die uns in Europa gleichermaßen betreffen. Sicherheit einerseits für unsere Beschäftigten, aber auch andererseits Möglichkeiten unserer Bevölkerung von Sicherheitsmaßnahmen tatsächlich diese zu gewährleisten, absprechen, Erfahrungen austauschen und auch das eine oder andere Best Practice übernehmen. Es ist auch gut, dass bei diesen Treffen immer wieder Referenten der Fachbehörden aus Europa, Kommission etc. Rede und Antwort stehen, dass wir die wichtigsten Themen vorher anmelden können. Und ich bin auch dankbar dafür, dass dann von der CESI aus diese Behörden angefragt werden und die Referenten zu diesen wichtigen Themen Unterlagen für uns hier bereithalten.
I would like to thank the staff here at CESI for putting together today's meeting and all the items that were on the agenda. In particular, I thought it was very good that we had a discussion this morning to do with personal protective equipment on behalf of the police in France. From my own perspective, I showed some of the personal protective equipment that we use in the prison service, and the reason I did this is that next year I would like to further that work by actually surveying all the prison trade unions that are involved here with CESI to see if we can get common ground on what we need to carry out our task and see if we can get a standard type issue of personal protective equipment for workers in the sector across Europe.